for Donald John Trump. And you sit still, you son of a bitch, when I'm telling you this. I'm going to tell you right where you are, you fat, sorry sack of shit. People hate you. Now, let me give you, and I'm not just saying this because I don't like you. I'm saying this because I'm telling you what's happening to you right now. And get ready to tell you what's going on. First of all, everybody is stabbing you in the back. You can trust no one. I saw the story today where, of course, the Pentagon, because your boy Pete, he can't control shit, okay? It was already back leaking that General Kane told you about all the dangers in bombing Iran. Because why are they doing that? Because they hate you. And they're going to leak, and they're going to talk to the New York Times, and they're going to talk to everybody else, just like your own staff, right? Susie Wiles, she hates you. That's evident. Sure. Already told you that. They're all leaking like crazy. They're all wondering what's going to happen in the next job. They don't give a shit about you, okay? They really don't. No, you can't trust anyone. Trust no one. What? Okay, maybe Stephen Miller. Okay, I'll give you that.
Hello out there, Common Sense Nation. Good to be with you on this fantastic State of the Union address. Before they get started, I think we got about 15 minutes or so before they get started here. We'll be going over once they get started. The one thing I can tell you about the Democrats is that they don't really have a way to solve any problems, and they don't even try to solve any problems. All they tell you is how bad the next guy is. So I want to briefly talk a little bit about that before the president comes out. See if I got this thing set up right over here. Why is it not set up right? Hold on a minute. Okay, I want to get it on a big screen so we can. Let me see here. Yeah, I think they said we got about. I don't know how many minutes we got. Well, let me bring it up. I'll just bring it up so we can. Before they get ready to come live, we'll see it. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Who is this coming out before?
Washington's gavel. This is Craig Kaplan. George Washington's gavel is being carried into the House chamber for the State of the Union. It was used in 1793, in the 1793 ceremony to lay the U.S. Capitol cornerstone. Mike Johnson is the first House Speaker in history to display Washington's gavel during the President's State of the Union address as America marks its 250th anniversary. A live look back out to what is really filling out here. The U.S. men's hockey team was invited, so there were some questions over how many seats would be required to get everybody into this room that they wanted to get into this.
All right, I wanted to go over a couple of things before they come out right there. My glasses look kind of foggy here. Now let me tell you a method that the Democrats use. I want you to remember this. If you don't remember anything else, it's actually the same method that the Nazis used. I'm not for sure if Joseph Stalin used the same method, but in order to get the populations to the dumbed down status that we are at right now, one of the first things you have to do, because we're not saying that President Trump is perfect, but it's a well-known fact that he's done more than all these other presidents probably put together. We're disappointed about the Epstein thing, but we got to still give credit where credit is due. Did they start yet?
Worthy tonight will be the.
Okay, now they haven't started. See, they don't want to even give you credit, but that's a tactic. And you got to be familiar with this particular tactic. Now, the first tactic is never allow the public to cool down without some other story popping up. Have you noticed, soon as one story gets finished, bam, they start another one. They start another because they get you to chasing your tails. You must learn how to ignore all of the noise in the background, because what they're trying to do is distract you. And the Nazis was good at doing this. Keep a bunch of stories going so you can use propaganda to pretend like you're doing something that you're actually not doing. And the Democrats are great at doing it. Technically, I said that the deep state is great at doing it because it's not really the Democrat. Let's stop giving them credit. The deep state. Now, one of the key components, I want you to see if you remember this one. Never admit to being wrong. They didn't admit they were being wrong about COVID. When they got the tariff thing wrong, the lockdowns wrong. Technically, they wasn't wrong about the lockdowns. They just lied about it. But see, that's like a twofer. Never admit to doing anything wrong, and lie whenever somebody catches you, no matter what they catch you in. Pretend like they're lying on you. This is one of their best tactics. They have never admitted. Has Gavin Newsom admitted to doing anything wrong in California? Has Hillary admitted to doing anything wrong? Has Barack Obama? As a matter of fact, when Barack Obama got out of office, he said that they were scandal-free. See, if you repeat it to these morons long enough, they will start believing it. They will actually start believing something even when the evidence is all against us. Never admit to being wrong. Never say anything good about your enemy. This is why they cannot say anything good about Donald Trump, because these people, their tactic is to never, we got to demonize you. In other words, what they're doing is that you find yourself a boogeyman and you blame everything on the boogeyman. Remember, it was Russia at first. Before Trump got in there, they had Russia, Russia, Russia. And they made Vladimir Putin be the boogeyman. Donald Trump is the boogeyman now. When Donald Trump leaves office, they'll pick another boogeyman to go after, whether it be a country or another politician. You must create. This is why I'm so disappointed nobody's been locked up. The only way to stop these people is to do what the El Salvador's president did, is to lock them up. Donald Trump has accomplished a whole lot of things. We're going to name some. I'm sure he's going to name some too. But he would have accomplished even more if he go ahead and prosecute these people and stop them, this lawfare from going on, because the lawfare is still going on. That's a fact. Never accept blame for anything that goes wrong. Never does that. Never give room for an alternative narrative. No matter what it is, you say, we can't do it that way. That's why the government is the worst people to hire to do any damn job, because they never change the narrative. They don't care how bad their narrative is. They never change the narrative. They pretend to be right even when they're wrong. It doesn't make a difference if they're wrong or not. If they got plenty, public school system has failed miserably. All the green energy crap has failed miserably. Anything you name, the welfare system, the war on drugs, the war on crime, everything they do is wrong, but they can't admit that they're wrong. This is the plan. Drive the car until it crashes. In other words, drive it like you stole it. Drive the thing like you stole it. They will never admit to doing anything wrong. Don't ever change the narrative. Stay with the plan. That is a Hitler plan. So this is what you're going to see. This is why they're so upset with Donald Trump. Because anybody who really tries to do something good for the country, they get upset about it. Oh, is he finna start?
Escort the President of the United States into the chamber. The gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise. The gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McClain. The gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson. The gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler. The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore. The gentlewoman from Indiana, Mrs. Houchin. The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hearn. The gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. The gentleman from California, Mr. Aguilar. The gentleman from California, Mr. Liu. The gentlewoman from Washington, Mrs. Delbene. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. Dingell.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the Committee on the Part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The Senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune. The Senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso. The Senator from Arkansas, Mr. Cotton. The Senator from West Virginia, Mrs. Capito. The Senator from Oklahoma, Mr. Lankford. The Senator from South Carolina, Mr. Scott. The Senator from New York, Mr. Schumer. The Senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin. And the Senator from Minnesota, Ms. Klobuchar.
The members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
Is the video jumping? Steak just said the video is plexing. Oh, I'm fully charged. Let me pull up. Hold on a minute.
Mr. Speaker, the acting dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
Is that any better? Why is that not? Why is this quiet? Why they don't have no volume on here? Brother Steak said the other one was perplexing. Why is there a pause right there? Are they not talking? Because this one is going. Oh. Hello? Huh? Oh, my face is picked. Okay, well, that's okay. Yeah, y'all need to see my face, right? Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back there then. Okay, I thought the video was
Supreme Court.
As I was saying, let's talk a little bit about the designated survivor, Representative Mike Thompson. He's a Democrat from California. He's identified himself as one of the designated survivors ahead of President Donald Trump's address tonight. Designated survivors do not attend the president's address in person. Instead, they watch it from a secure, undisclosed location. He says that he was selected and will, in fact, be in an undisclosed location. If there are other, there's Justice Roberts. having them. These were the same four that showed up last year. Alito and Thomas didn't go last year.
I like to push Justice Roberts down. Amy too.
For those of you wondering who the designated survivor is, we do know at least one of them is Representative Mike Thompson tonight. I'm listening in for any and all cues that we'll see more high-profile entries. We are waiting for the big one, which will be the Sergeant at Arms, who will introduce the president. So the top issues that we're going to be focusing on tonight, certainly the economy, foreign affairs, like the Russia-Ukraine war, the U.S. military buildup. There's the second lady, Lucia Vance, her and the vice president, announcing that they will be expanding their family.
I'm thinking about deporting him.
You got to imagine trade and tariffs are going to come up during this speech after the Supreme Court. Again, you're looking at a number of justices there. The president's family. Ivanka and Barron in attendance. We saw the President Trump and Melania. It was reported that they arrived to Capitol Hill moments ago. We have not seen them enter the chamber yet. As we speak, First Lady has arrived. So as we watch this speech tonight, we're going to be listening for how the president frames issues.
Did you notice that Melania she didn't address Ivanka? I think that's a little odd. That's her stepdaughter. She didn't even look at her. That's a little odd. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a little odd. Look how Ivanka looking at her. She don't even look at her. Okay, she finally addresses her now. I notices everything.
Well,
Speaker, the president's cabinet.
Announced the president's cabinet. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Secretary Pete Hegseth.
No, I didn't like old Marco Rubio at first. I like him. I like old, what's his name too? Bassett.
RFK Jr.
Did y'all hear what RFK Jr. said? He was sniffing cocaine off a toilet seat. Did y'all hear that?
Howard Lutnick in the back there. Doug Burgum. You know, I normally have time to check in with our guests before we bring them on air, but I believe Christian Daytalk is standing by. And Christian, I just want to make sure that you can hear me. Are we connected?
Hey, Austin, how's it going? Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Hey, it's all right, man. We wanted to bring you in one quick thing here. Daytalk is a White House reporter for the Washington Examiner. Christian, as we watch President Trump's cabinet file in, there's Chief of Staff Susie Wiles.
I don't know if I trust Susie Wiles, really. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hegseth. We are heading into
I like old Pete Hegseth, though.
And the White House is calibrating tonight's speech to energize the president's base, but they're also trying to appeal to persuadable voters in battleground districts. How is the White House planning?
I can't stand that hair for Amy right there. She's so fake. I can't believe it. Kavanaugh is starting to be more of a conservative than Amy and Gorsuch.
Go to the polls in just a little over 8 months, and there's still major concerns about not only his economic stewardship, but also his ongoing immigration policies, which, let's be honest, do still poll remarkably well with MAGA or Republican voters. But there have been major concerns raised in the last several weeks and months about whether or not ICE and CBP are simply going too far. You have to also think about
They need to put Pam Bundy in the back because she ain't done a damn thing.
the ongoing war in Ukraine, the process for rebuilding Gaza, but how his tariffs and specifically the Supreme Court's decision
I don't give a damn about Gaza. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't.
will factor into diplomacy on the global stage.
I know Tucker and Candace likes Gaza, but I don't like them.
Victory lap. He's notched 1 year back into his 4-year second term, but
Look at that piece of trash right there, Howard. That's Epstein's buddy right there, boy.
agenda. And on that note, we expect 2 specific proposals from President Trump to be unveiled at tonight's speech. The first is a deal that they are signing with these AI giant manufacturers across the country, where they will see electricity rate spikes offset for American households. We know electricity and the cost of energy has been a major concern for voters. The second, he's going to push Congress to pass through the reconciliation process a new set of tax.
This clown is sitting there getting a picture. Who is he? In the picture with RFK Jr.
To climb ahead of the November midterms, and John Thune told us, the Senate Majority Leader, that this one might be a hurdle that's too tough for them to pass, given how caustic this election will be.
I've spent the last hour or so looking at members of Congress enter this building, Democrats, Republicans alike. A number of Democrats are protesting this speech.
We don't give a damn about the Democrats protesting. They're all of the devil anyway. You can't pay attention to what the devil is doing. Pay attention to what the devil is doing, you'll get tripped up. It'll trip you up every damn time. Just remember that.
In both parties. And what legislative priorities realistically have a path forward this year?
I would say that relationship is pretty one-sided. I mean, let's be honest. Donald Trump flexed executive power in a way that we've never really seen from a modern president. And even on some of those big ticket items, the one big, beautiful bill, it was Donald Trump ultimately working the phones, helping Mike Johnson.
So he's the president, and that's what the hell he's supposed to do. Damn it, take some initiative. Miss Kimberly Geiger just hit us up. God bless you, Miss Kimberly. Glad to see you. Said you and Clever is the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate all your support. Tell your husband and your daughter we say hello.
Serious. So right now, there's not necessarily a lot of collaboration. As for what is actually realistically achievable in the remainder of this congressional year, I think you'd have to look at the president's calls to codify his most favored nation's drug pricing proposals. Let's be honest, that's a page pulled right out of the progressive playbook. Joe Biden tried to get that done during his term in office, but he didn't necessarily carry the...
Who is this clown talking? I don't like him. I'm going to find out who he is so I can insult him. I don't like him very much because he sounds like a Democrat to me. I mean, the main thing I'm disappointed with the president is nobody's being convicted. The economy, dropping a couple bombs on Iran, I don't really care. Got what it is there. Venezuela, I can take it or leave it. I don't care. I'm glad you kidnapped him. Show some respect. Tell him put a hand on your damn name. Show some respect. Now, when he went over to Davos, I like how he talked to those fellows over there. When you get in front of him, see, a president has to be kind of arrogant because you're saying I'm the most qualified person to run the damn country, and we are the most powerful country. So it takes a certain amount of arrogance to be the damn president. Even these ones who fake like they humble, ain't no president ever been humble. Quit fooling yourself. You're saying I'm the best one for the damn job.
Is that they're trying to castigate these Republican members of Congress as anything but Republican. Maybe they're rhinos in the president's Truth Social voice, Republicans in name only, but they're really trying to project unity, especially heading into...
Who is this guy taking pictures with everybody like a fanboy? Why is you there taking pictures with every damn body?
Dedicate that.
Oh, by the way, the hockey team is there.
Legislative branches. I think...
And the media is upset about that. They were upset when the little boy had cancer. They didn't want to stand for him. Jocelyn Nungren, the little young lady who got raped by 2 illegals, they wouldn't even stand for her. They're devils. Devils. But they go on here, these 2 damn idiots who got themselves killed, they act like they saints now, like St. George Floyd.
Republicans in who will vote in lockstep with his legislative agenda.
Let's listen in.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Who's that giving him sugar right there? Malay, you better watch out. I think she just slipped her panties into his jacket or something. There's a bunch of ass kissing going on right now. Look at this, they're taking pictures. Oh, you got right here. Go picture boy. Look at picture boy. He took a picture with everybody. Man, boy. I think it's a damn net they got in here. He should slap some of them Supreme Court justices. Look at fake Amy. You can tell you don't like her. I don't like her either. Justice Roberts needs to be punched. One thing I can tell you, Trump know how to work a damn room, don't he? The boy know how to work a room. That boy loves the spotlight too, boy. He loves the spotlight. Okay, sit down now, damn it. Let's get you started. Sit down. Time to get started now, damn it. He ought to start moonwalking right now. And like start like doing the Michael Jackson, the moonwalking. That'd be pretty cool. If you don't get your ass over there to that microphone so we can get started here, man, it's enough of that clapping now. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. That boy got an ego on him, boy. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You gotta like him, though.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the the President of the United States.
Oh, he had to wait till he announced it. I think we see it now. USA, USA, USA. Some you'll never hear when a Democrat president is in there.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
I'm gonna have to put Barrett on a basketball court. That boy about 6'10".
Second Lady of the United States.
I might get it deported if she keep it up.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Democrats gonna be upset about that.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
The Democrats are on the keyboard right now. He's lying. He's lying.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world.
Facts.
But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Ain't nobody mad but the devil.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back.
I hope not.
Today, our border is secure.
You got that hockey crowd in there.
Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
Put some respect on our name, damn it. Yeah, put some respect on the name.
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
Facts. My man, Mark Andrews. Appreciate you, Mark Andrews.
9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
0.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain.
We don't need no
our
more of
country.
it. Let's spend all damn illegals coming in. We're not accepting anybody for a whole year. That'd be good for me.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in
That's
1
fact.
year.
56%. Now, that's the war on drugs. Ain't nobody mad but the
And
devil.
last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number
That's
in
fact.
over 125
Years ago.
Year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country.
Fact.
But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
Democrats ain't gonna like that number.
Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
That upsets Democrats because they like high prices.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both.
I don't feel rich. Yeah, we gotta get there.
And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1
That's
year.
fact. That's a fact.
Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
Look at Pocahontas and Baldy-Lot.
Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for
Closer than
1
18.
year. What a difference a president makes.
What a difference a day makes.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
The hottest. The hottest.
As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
You wrong for that steak. Steak said Pocahontas is rubbing one out, looking at Trump.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
That's a good question, Brad. What are we going to do when Trump leaves? They ain't going to have nobody else to blame, and these other Republicans are kind of weak.
Ended DEI in America.
Facts. That's racist.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
It's not good for the Democrats. Because they like you on welfare.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
See, the Democrats like you sick and broke.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Some young men who's patriots. Eat your heart out of Canada.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuyck.
It's good to see athletes who love the damn country.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
He'll be telling his kids about that, boy.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best. And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Hope you're going to clean up some of that homelessness down there.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
One of those shades, yeah.
And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup. So we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Wow. Look good. Looks good for 102. Look, he in better shape than Joe Biden.
So, buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
Wow. That's something else, ain't it? 100 lives he saved. Wow.
People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
That's beautiful, ain't it? It's something else. Young lady knew how to pray. That's a good thing.
And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
Do you know the state of Illinois is opt out of that? They didn't want the employees to get the no taxes.
Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children.
Damn.
They're great people.
That's going to be a great investment for the kids. Look at my voice is giving out you.
You know, I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, These young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody
Wow.
that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to TrumpAccounts.gov. TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. They're setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis.
Show the Supreme Court
Everything
now.
was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us
Yep.
hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to.
These guys
We're
say
making
so
a
much
lot of
Supreme
money.
Court.
There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly. And 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court.
You had to go
It
there.
came down. It came down.
Show their faces.
Very unfortunate ruling.
Show their faces. Show Amy and
But the
Justice
good news
Robert.
is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made.
Look at him.
Right, Scott?
Look at you, Justice
Knowing
Robert.
that the legal power that I,
Bastards.
as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them. And therefore, they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, he's powerful.
Ah, look at that
Country
bastard.
saving. It's saving our country, the kind of money we're
Ah,
taking
you
in.
bastard, you.
Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time.
Look at
They're a
this.
little
Look
more
at that
complex,
swank.
but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that
They
will
gotta
be
sit there
even
and take it.
stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved.
I
And
love
as
it.
time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past,
Can we get some of that money?
substantially replace the modern day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
You hear that? That's what they don't want. To do away with state income tax. Dirty bastards. Dirty, dirty, dirty bastards.
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United
Look
States
at that
of
piece of
America
trash, Howard.
because we finally have a president who puts America first. To put America first. I love America.
I believe that. The one thing I can say about Donald Trump, even if I disagree with him, I believe he really do love America. I can't say a lot. There's the same thing about a bunch of other representatives, including ex-presidents.
Along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New
I
scam,
look at them.
open borders for everyone.
They so sour.
They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions.
That's right.
They were murderers.
Yep.
11,888
Illegal.
murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen.
You did. Look at this
And
bastard.
record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time.
I like to slap the taste
Now
out
the
of his
same
mouth.
people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word.
Uh-huh.
They just used it. Somebody
That's
gave it
right.
to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem.
Dollar Tree
You
Obama.
caused that problem.
I love it. Yes, they didn't take it.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie.
You damn right they did.
Policies created the high prices.
Dirty,
Our
rotten liars.
policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Look at them. I hate them sons of bitches.
The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing costs of healthcare caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people.
Facts.
With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care.
Thank you, Miss Stacey Michaels. She just gifted 10 memberships to the Common Sense Nation. God bless you there. One of our moderators, Miss Stacey Michaels.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple,
Yeah.
so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually.
No, they didn't try. They didn't try.
They tried. They said they tried. They
No,
couldn't
they
do
didn't
it. They
try.
didn't even come close. They were all talk,
Yep.
and no action. But
Fact.
I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more. All available right now
Look
at
at
a
it.
new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
You know how to get in their skin.
And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big. Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500.
Damn.
A reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
Now she wants to have kids. The Democrats want to kill them.
So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%.
They'll do it.
John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it.
Yeah, they'll
Codify
try
it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them.
See, the green programs are stopping all this green crap.
It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
That's good. That's good. That's important. Because they was buying these homes, even putting them in bad neighborhoods, selling them, buying up all the damn property. Probably was Chinese governments buying them.
Because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
The Democrats are going to really be upset after this.
The typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year.
Fall out of chair.
As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. Show Nancy. Show Nancy Pelosi. I'm gonna send that fellow over there and hit Nancy Pelosi's husband in the head again.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can't either.
Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was there?
That boy there is ruthless.
Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Now that's funny. Look at Lex Luthor.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed.
I love when he be petty with him. I love it.
That is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. We have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that.
Get your mouth, yeah.
And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse.
That's facts.
This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
I hope you can get somebody locked up. Lock that skank right there. This is the brother effort. Get her first. That's the first one needs to get locked up. I want to see prosecution.
We'll get it done.
You better.
And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception.
And so
Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem.
Please
we
do.
are not playing games.
Please go back to Palestine. Go back over to Gaza.
Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by Open Borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Go to Democrats. See if the Democrats stand up. That's precious, ain't it? I remember my daughter was that age.
Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Keep them out the country. ones with driver license can't even drive. You know, if they got an illegal CDL license, they can't drive.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times.
That's what Democrats are fighting for.
Killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our
Get them out of
country at
here.
record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast.
Get them the hell out
Did
of
you know
here.
a new roof in Houston could cost you just $4,947? Mr. Roof Fix is making roof replacements easier than
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved,
Where's Kamala?
but
She's the
indeed they
borders
would
off.
do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders.
Damn
to
right they will.
some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. The Democrats love criminals. They love illegals. They hate Americans, but they love illegals.
As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off.
Show their faces.
It's all cut off.
Show their faces.
They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP.
Look at him.
2 points we lost on GDP,
Is he even legal?
which probably made them quite happy, actually.
Well, he be getting under their skin. Look
Now
at him.
they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight, I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice.
Facts.
We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have a
don't care.
pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans
Boy,
a
wake
chance
up.
to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to
hollering?
join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Go to Democrat. Go to Democrat. Let's see which one ain't standing. Get them with treason if they ain't standing up, damn it. Get them with treason. They sitting down, look at them. They don't think the number one goal is them to protect the Americans. Traitors, bastard. Come up there, look at them. Call them out. Call them out by name. Look at them. That's right. They don't want America first. You better call them out. Roll call. YouTube keep blocking Clever's all Clever's comments. I don't know why they blocking Clever. It must be because she's so sweet on me.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact.
Shut your damn mouth, you skank, you. Shut your damn mouth, you freaking skank. Get that bitch out of this damn country.
Drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking
She married her damn brother. Why is she still here?
people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of you.
Why y'all letting her talk? Would y'all remove these skanks? They're not even legal. You freaking brother F for you. You skank, you. You illegal skank. Go back to your dirt country. USA. That's skank screaming and hollering.
Most importantly,
Freaking animal.
I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Kick that helper out the country. Get out of there.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections.
You damn
It's
right it
rampant.
is.
It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
You damn right. Kick him out the country and kick these bastards. Look at this $50 Obama. You piece of trash, you. Your daddy should have pulled out.
Must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
Oh my
No more
God.
crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel.
It should have been like that. It should have been like that, damn it.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
right. But these scumbag traitors, look at these traitors here. I wish we could arrest all these bastards. Cane them in public too. Put a caning on them.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot.
He ain't
Policy,
nice.
but
He's
nice guy.
scumbag.
Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but
You gotta show the
if you
ID.
apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of
Two.
ID and a social security.
And a Social Security. You can't make this up.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Fact. Look at that helper there. I didn't know Harriet Tubman was still in office. Did Harriet Tubman get elected or something? I didn't know she got elected.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter
They
ID?
wanna cheat.
One reason, because
Cheat.
they want to cheat.
That's
There's only
right.
one reason.
They want to cheat.
They make up all excuses.
Yeah.
They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated.
Why are they still hollering over it? Get them bitches out of there. I'm sorry.
Elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her
Devils.
as a boy
Devil.
and hiding it from her parents.
Wow.
Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage
Rest
was
the
thrown
judge.
into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time.
Wow.
But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a
Look
proud
at this
and
damn
wonderful
dude.
young woman with a full ride scholarship to
Look
Liberty
at Tim.
University.
That's a man right there.
Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
That's right. Detransition is of the devil.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this?
I agree.
15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? Why do we have to say it? Because it's
Don't forget the Tim guy is a dude trying to transition too right now.
But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would
Damn
believe
right.
that we've been talking about?
That's crazy.
We must ban it.
That's crazy.
And we must ban it immediately.
They need to be arrested, not just ban it. Any doctor who does it, any administration needs to be locked up.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy.
They are crazy.
They're crazy.
That's right. That's right. You calling them out. They crazy. All you bastards crazy. You damn skipper, you crazy. Nuts. Nuts of the devil.
Boy, oh boy. We're lucky
Get your
we have a
mouth,
country
Pepper.
with people like this. Democrats are destroying our country.
Oh,
but we
shut up,
stopped
you're
it
crazy.
Just in the nick of time, didn't we?
You damn right. We need to lock somebody up. If you can get Pam Bundy to prosecute some of these damn people.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God.
Should be. It
Tremendous
should be.
renewal.
It should be. It'll make the country better. Put a little healthy fear of God in some of these people.
This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
Please don't start this heifer. I'm sorry. Just please don't start it.
Dear Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
You need to make sure you tell the Democrats that, because they're the violent ones.
We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming.
I don't love all religion, I'm going to be honest with you.
Possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body.
Wow.
No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America.
Yep.
Came in through open borders.
Democrats love them.
Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand?
They don't even stand for
I'm
that.
asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Yeah, it's true. See, they keep going to jail, but they keep letting them out of jail. Keep them in jail.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have.
Are you looking to sell your house as is without the hassle of costly repairs or realtor fees? Then listen.
In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her that never seen anything like her.
Did the Democrats stand for that? They probably didn't stand for that either.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night.
That's faith.
With her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melanie? She turned out to be right.
Look at that. A praying mother. A praying mother. That's what a praying mother do for you.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met.
That's right, clever.
With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death. And we're talking
Mama's
about
faith.
the edge of death. On his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Look at these bastards. They won't even clap for that. You get your asses up. What is wrong with you devils? He's able.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Wow. Some true patriotism tonight, ain't it? Not this fraudulent, God-hating people, country-hating people.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? You're sick people. Cambodia and Thailand. Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people, said the Prime Minister of Pakistan, would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
I don't like Jared. I don't like him.
And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
And Marco's done a great job, I must admit. He's done a damn good job.
People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job. Great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
I think so, too. You surprised me. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, wow. 25,000 1,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference.
Because they're lying. They're Muslims. They don't care about lying.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
Nope. We do it.
And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective.
Yep. It's better to have and not need.
So thanks to Republicans in Congress who are investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. They've just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4.
So we was being suckers. Let them use us.
And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5% then
Look
they
at
pay.
Nancy.
And everything we send over to
It's time to
Ukraine
retire.
is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to. I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar, I said $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Yep.
And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. It's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at
we fought the time.
Space Force is my baby. Because we did that. My baby is becoming so important.
Oh my God.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and not only defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard, in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. Probably would have had maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets, and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy, come on in.
USA, USA, USA.
So we have a surprise, Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there.
Thank you, Miss Stacey Michaels again. She just gifted 5 more memberships. God bless you. Our sweet Miss Stacey Michaels. Thank you for all your support, my dear.
Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
There's something else, ain't it? The Democrats clapping. I can't believe it. He looks damn good for 100, don't he? That's beautiful, ain't it? Thank you for your service.
I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday.
They're going to say
that's our
something about
highest
that.
honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. 2 of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous wild.
Don't buy that camera that's going viral to keep burglars away. Do this instead. For only $22 a month, I got a premium home security system. All I did was answer some basic questions on this website. I got it all set up and running in just 3 days. Now I've got 24/7 monitoring and real-time notifications alert.
Oppression and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years, they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
God bless America. What do you all think about that speech? You know, the only problem I have with the president is the Justice Department needs to start locking up criminals. That's the only problem I have. We got to lock up some of these damn criminals. Before we get into I wanted to show you, Brother Hemp had a see, Brother Hemp had another video. I wanted to show it to you right quick. Let me see if I can find it here. I want to put it up here. Let Brother Hemp. He had a video. See if I got it. Did I download it? Let me see here. I didn't look at it yet, but I downloaded it. Brother Hemp's video. Let me see if I got it in here. The heck I did with it. Tell him I was going to play it tonight if I can find it. I know I downloaded it somewhere here. The hell did it download it? Let's see here. What the heck did I do with it here? Let me see. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I'm trying to find it there, brother Hamp. Is Hamp still in there? See if I get it here. I want to play it for him. I told him I was going to play it for him. Damn it, what the hell did it download it? Okay, that's not it. I thought that was it. I don't know what the hell I did with it. Oh, here it is. I think it's this is him. He's in his vehicle riding.
Hello, Hamp Redmond here.
Wait a minute, let me, why they, okay, I go my boy Hamp.
Hello, Hamp Redmond here.
Why is this thing doing it? Hold on a minute. The hell is it? Let me get this off here first. Okay, let me see if this works now.
Yeah, I went to a meeting last night and
I don't know why this ain't showing right. Wait, I keep got you hesitating on here. The hell is it?
Hello, Hamp Redmond here.
I don't know Hamp, why it ain't showing you right. Let me see if I can get my face off here if it'll show you better here.
Yeah, I went to a meeting last night in Barnwell, South Carolina, the local GOP meeting there. It's a county event.
For some reason, my screen is delaying it for some reason here. Let me see here. If it don't play right, I'm gonna upload it from on my station. Let you run it out. I don't know why they plane's got a delay on it.
Hello, Hamp Redmond here. Yeah, I went to a meeting last night in Barnwell, South Carolina, the local GOP meeting there. It's a county event. And my opponent, Congress Wilson, he shows up unexpected. Really doesn't do anything. He wants to take a few pictures, and he listened to the presentation that the lady was there talking about voter fraud last night, and he kind of interrupted that early so he could leave, and just want to take some pictures and leave. Didn't want to talk about any of the work he's done or what he's going to do. But you know, in his situation, I guess it doesn't really matter about the work, because he's not going to do anything anyway. Folks, we have to break the status quo in Washington. All they want to.
Hold on a minute. I want to show that better. Hold on a minute. Let me pull up something, because I don't like the way it's showing there. I want to put it up here, but let me put it up on the. Let me share the screen and see if this right here works better. Because for some reason it ain't showing good there. Let me see here. All right, let me take it off like this. Let me do it like this. Well, I'm having problems with this thing being removed. Why is it ain't removing? Okay. Now, I'm going to do a share screen and see if that works better, because it's having delay on it for some reason. Let me see if this one works better.
Hello, Hamp Redmond here. Yeah, I went to a meeting last night in Barnwell, South Carolina, the local GOP meeting there. It's a county event. And my opponent, Congress Wilson, he shows up unexpected. Really doesn't do anything. He wants to take a few pictures, and he listened to the presentation that the lady was there talking about voter fraud last night, and he kind of interrupted that early so he could leave, and just want to take some pictures and leave. Didn't want to talk about any of the work he's done or what he's going to do. But you know, in his situation, I guess it doesn't really matter about the work, because he's not going to do anything anyway. Folks, we have to break the status quo in Washington. All they want to do is tell you to send money, and that nothing's going to change. And they think that that's okay. But until you send someone like myself, who will go in there and honey badge things, someone who's not bought out. We all know that Joe Wilson is bought out by the deep state, also known as the cabal. And it'd be hard to turn things around. But until you vote an outsider in like myself, someone who works every day, who knows the value of a dollar, who also cares about his people and his country, if you vote for me on June the 9th, then you return power back to the people. This is Hamp Redmond. I'm asking for your vote on June the 9th and help me turn things around.
If you down there in South Carolina, our own Hamp Redmond, my screen is going out for some reason. You don't know. Yeah, our own Hamp Redmond is asking for your vote. District 2 down in South Carolina. If you're from South Carolina, if you're down there, Hamp Redmond says send him to Washington, D.C. He want to get these established fake GOP rhinos out of office. And when Hamp gets in office, guess what he gonna do? We have a voice in office. Somebody from the Common Sense Nation made it in office. And Hamp won't forget about the small people. He'll go there and fight for us. We need to shake up the status quo, because that's all we got is a bunch of rhinos running up in there. And the only reason they're pretending to act right is because they want to ride Donald Trump's coattails. Like John Cornyn down here in Texas, he's against Donald Trump. Bunch of them just pretending like they love Donald Trump. That's because it's popular now. They'll jump right off the bandwagon. So Hamp Redmond is asking for your vote. We also, I told is Eric in there? I told him I was gonna pray because he's got snowed out 2 days in a row. He down there in New Jersey. He got snowed out 2 days, so I told him I was gonna mention him for a prayer. Let's say a quick prayer so we can get out of here. Father, we come to you asking for mercy on those down in Jersey, those in New York, those who follow after your principles. We pray a special blessing down in New Jersey. Give Brother Eric traveling grace so he can make it to work. And we thank you for watching over and protecting him. And we ask you to continually protect him and let him prosper. We thank you for that, brother. We thank you for all those in the Common Sense Nation. We pray for any of those who may have encountered some of the storm, the snowstorm. We pray, Lord, that you watch over and protect them. It is in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Well, good night there, Common Sense Nation.